Hello, callers. Welcome to Viva Barca and welcome to another interesting episode where we are going to be discussing on the latest developing stories. We start with Xavi Hernandez, who in a recent interview talks about Eric Ten Hag, Pep Guardiola, Mikel Arteta, Barca job, and coaching in England. We are going to be discussing on what the manager had to say as we progress. Then, secondly, talking about this report claiming that Barcelona consider five players as untouchables ahead of the summer window. Who are these five players? We are going to be discussing on that. So, guys, before we get right into the full story, please do ensure to subscribe if you haven't. Turn on the post bell notification to always stay notified whenever I post a new video. Consider liking the video and please watch it right up to the very end. Xavi Hernandez's Barcelona traveled to England to take on Eric Ten Hag's informed Manchester United in the UEFA Europa League on Thursday night. The Catalans could only manage a 2-2 draw at Spotify Camp Nou and thus have everything to fight for later this week. The Barcelona legend spoke to Time Sport earlier this week where he talked about his team's upcoming clash and his history in England. Here are the snippets from his interview. English football and its crowds are nothing new for the Spanish tactician who extensively toured the world during his tenure as one of the best players on the planet. Speaking about his memory of England, he said, I have very good memories for the games I played in England, simply because it is so special to play there. It is cradle of football. The stadiums, the fans who do not stop cheering, everything has a very special flavor that is not seen anywhere else in the world. So imagine, it is such a pleasure for me to go back to Old Trafford, one of the best stadiums and biggest teams in the world. Eric Ten Hag has, in a very short time, revitalized Manchester United and made them competitive at a global level. Xavi acknowledged the Dutch manager's achievements and added the facets that made him so successful. He's a very good manager. I like him a lot. He has built a team and is getting the best out of all his players. That speaks well of him. Tactically, he is very good and he handles the dressing room very well. He is getting all the talents out of his players. You see Sancho, Rashford, the Portuguese guy called Bruno Fernandes, and look how Fred is playing. Barca vs United was always going to be a clash that eliminated one of the tournament's favorites. The fact that both teams recovered their best form in recent months only increased the anticipation for the game. Speaking about the tough clash awaiting them at Manchester United, Xavi said, difficult? Well, we have known that since the draw was made. We are a brave team that likes to attack and always win. This game will not be an exception. It's like a big Champions League game that, due to circumstances, because we have made mistakes and because both teams are ultimately in the building phase, is being played in the Europa League. But for the fans, it's a massively interesting match. And for the players, one of those matches that everyone wants to play at least once in their life. Manchester United are one of the most informed teams in the world, with arguably the most informed player in the ranks, Marcus Rashford. Yet, Xavi Hernandez insisted that he and his team were not intimidated by the challenge that awaited them. He said, fear for what? On the contrary, Old Trafford motivates us. It is one of those stadiums where you want to play at least once in your life, where you have to get the best out of yourself. We have to be brave. Go all out for the game without complexes. It's like at the Bernabeu, you have to be brave. And to be a great team, you have to win at those grounds. And we want to be a great team. That's how I see it. So let's talk about his thoughts on Pep Guardiola being the best coach ever, according to him. Xavi then spoke about Pep, the man who not only revolutionized Barcelona, but changed the way modern football was seen. He admitted that his former manager was his inspiration and detailed what made him special. He said, Guardiola is the best coach by far. I played under him and the difference with all the other coaches and I, include myself, is a huge chasm. Pep is a genius in every sense of the word. He is not human. He is different, absolutely different. It's oversized. Guardiola has found immense success in England with Man City. Though his new team have struggled in the Champions League, they have dominated the Premier League in recent years and established themselves as one of the best in the business. Speaking about Guardiola's success in England, Xavi said, I've had him as a teammate and as a coach, and I'm not surprised by anything he has achieved in England because I knew he would make it. I would be playing and would think we should be doing this because they are moving like this for that. And we would go down to the changing room and Pep would say exactly what I had been thinking. It was also fantastic how he prepared for matches. What he told you would happen always happened. I have learned a lot from him. Not only Pep Guardiola, but even his disciples have left a mark on English football. Mikel Arteta is the best example of such a case, and Xavi did not hold back in praising the Arsenal manager, a former teammate of his at Barcelona. He said, no, he's not surprised me because he had the best references, having worked alongside Pep at City. And because if you have played as a central midfielder at Barca, you already have a head start. You have the map of your pitch in your head. I had a feeling that Arteta would do very well, but it was just a feeling. With the interview deeply rooted in the Premier League aspect, the Barca manager was asked if he ever considered a stint in England in the future. Xavi was, however, quick to shut down those possibilities and insisted that he was focused on Barcelona. He said, no way, it's not something I even think about at this stage. I've only just started at Barca. I have the feeling that Barca opportunity has come to me very soon. The truth is, I wasn't expecting it, but it was the second or third time that my lifelong club came looking for me and I couldn't say no. So at the moment, I think that when this is over, I'll take some time to rest. I am really happy and comfortable working with very good players who really want to do things. The interview ended with the Barca legend giving his 2 cents on the pressure that accompanied the managerial post at the club. He admitted that the pressure was unimaginable, as he said. But the pressure here is enormous, brutal, everything is questioned. That is not like in England. In Barca, there are 30 radio programs that talk about Barca sports newspapers. To be honest, I haven't been considered coaching in England. It's a faraway idea for me, he said. Then on to the next story of discussion. Even though the summer transfer window is still a few months away, Barca are already planning and strategizing their move as they are under pressure to reduce the wage bill. Indeed, Javier Tebas has made it clear that Barca will need to shed around 200 million euros from their wage bill in order to be able to make signings and register them without any issue from La Liga. And from the club's perspective, player sales could be seen as the way to achieve that objective, as it will generate revenue and trim the wage bill together. According to Sport, as things stand, Barca consider five key players as untouchables and have no idea or have no desire to sell them. The five players in question are Robert Lewandowski, Jules Koundé, Pedri, Gavi, and Ronald Araujo. So guys, with that, we have come to an end of this episode. Thanks a lot for watching. Until next time, bye-bye.